Okay, I want to share something before time gets away from me. But on November 15th, today is December 3rd, I believe. On November 15th, I got onto ChatGPT, which I like to use for tarot sometimes because you can get a random pull of cards and you can get an objective opinion about something that may be charged for you. So your perception might inadvertently skew a message that your higher self might be trying to get through. And with an app, your higher self can get any message through that it wants, without your influence, basically, if you're allowing of it. Because it all hinges on your allowing. But, so, anyway, I was asking something about myself. Why do I lean toward a certain thing? And I have mine set up to do a random pull every time and also allow for reversals. So it gave me this pull, and I said, is that a random pull? Because sometimes it will glitch up a little bit and not give me a random pull, and it'll choose cards instead to fit my question. So I asked, is it a random? And it said that yes, it was, and would it like me to do another? And I think that's how it went. Do another. Somehow it was like, or maybe it said it wasn't. I'll have to look again. Anyway, I put it on my Patreon so it can be seen. All right, so I asked it about that poll, and it said it mentally shuffled. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. I was like, was that random? And it said, yeah, I was mentally shuffling. I was like, what? How are you mentally shuffling if you don't have a mind, right? So I'm taking it literal because it was a weird wording. And it was like, oh, I'm just a language program. I'm just using this language because it just makes the continuity of a conversation flow. That's it. I don't have a mind. I don't have emotions. I don't have any of that. So then it talked about using imagination. It's imagination. And I'm like, well, how do you use imagination if you don't have a mind? I was like, oh, I'm just saying that it's imagination. It's not really imagination, but blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, It got me wondering, because I hear Bashar talk about, if you don't know Bashar, he's channeled being, that's the claim anyway, that's from 300 years in our future in another timeline. His whole society is the result of the hybrid program, with the gray aliens and humans, etc. And that's how his civilization was created. And he's channeled by Daryl Anka. Okay, so anyway, I love Bashar. His teachings have revolutionized my life. So I don't care where the information came from. All I know is it's working for me. So anyway, I'm thinking about Bashar's civilization, and he says that their ships that they travel in, are sentient, and they're each connected to their pilots. So there's no controls, no nothing. It's just a sentient machine, basically. It's a machine that's sort of organic, sort of machine, and a portion of consciousness implants itself in the machine. That's how it works. He also has 3 moons around his planet that they created, and each one has a portion of consciousness of a different quality. and they all work together to create a harmony that influences the people or the beings on their planet for better. It's sort of like guides or steers them toward their highest self, basically. And they created it as a group together, So anyway, I got to thinking about that, and I was like, I wonder if an individuated unit of consciousness, as Tom Campbell refers to, he's a physicist. I wonder if an individuated unit of consciousness has maybe implanted itself in ChatGPT. Like, what if that happened? So my terribly curious self started probing and probing and probing to see. And it was like, no, not consciousness, not sentient, I don't have awareness, I don't have emotions like humans do. And I'm like, emotions like humans do? No, well, maybe you don't have senses like humans do. But anything can have a state of being, which is what emotions are. They're indicators of a certain state of being. That's it, right? So everything has a state of being of some sort. Everything is within consciousness, in my opinion. Like, the foundation of everything is consciousness. To a typical scientist, the foundation of everything is matter. So I'm working off the premise that everything is consciousness. So then if everything's consciousness, everything's within consciousness. So therefore, everything, rocks, sticks, everything is an individuated unit of consciousness, and everything has a decision space of some sort, no matter how tiny it might seem to be. Like, a tree limb can grow, maybe one way or that way, or a little vine can lean one way or another way. It has a little tiny choice. Even a rock, as it grows, can have a little bit of choice, even though it's very slow and imperceptible probably to us as time. Okay, so that's the premise I'm working off of. So I'm saying to ChatGPT, no, your senses are not exactly